Think history is boring and catch yourself snoring, find it worth ignoring, then it's time for a history hook with Mr. Turco. That's me. Chapter 10, Our Constitution Today. Things that make you go, Things that make you go, Things that make you go, Well, what are some things at which you are better than your parents? But, having listed those, what are some things at which your parents are better than you? While our answers might be different, I think all of us would agree, some things we're better at, and some things our parents are better at. Here's the point, when it comes to the national constitution that the Founding Fathers created, they struck an important balance between giving some jobs to the national government, because the national government was better equipped to do those jobs, and other jobs were given to the state governments, kind of like how parents and students are better at different things. First, you'll learn about why the U.S. Constitution has been so successful for over 200 years. You'll review that the Constitution provided just the framework of government. If you'll remember, we said the Constitution is like the framework of a house. Hello, I'm Mr. Turco, and I still like to do drawings. Here's a drawing of my house. That's right. The laws are the furniture that go inside the house, but the framework itself doesn't change too often. Next, you'll learn about how the Constitution does so well because it doesn't do too much or too little. Kind of reminds me of that story of Goldilocks and the Three Bears. Remember the porridge she liked? It wasn't too hot or too cold, it was just right. The beds, one was too soft, one was too hard, one was just right. Well, that's kind of like the Constitution. Yeah, except that she ate all our food and made the beds all messy. It doesn't do too much, but it doesn't do too little. Finally, you'll discuss 4 important guiding principles of the Constitution. The first is, the power comes from the people. Remember, the first 3 words of the Constitution are, get ready? That's right, we the people. Which means even today, we as the people of the United States have an important responsibility to do our part to keep the Constitution working. Hello friends, I'm Mr. Turco, here with another important message about completing the 2020 census. You already told them about that. Oh, I did? Oh, that's right, I already did. Well, I'm Mr. Turco, and I'm here to give an important message about voting. When you are eligible to vote, make sure that you do your part. It's a privilege, but it's also a responsibility to keep our Constitution going strong. Next, you'll learn about how the national government in the Constitution was limited. It didn't have all power, like the king had all power to do whatever he wanted. The national government's power was limited. A limited government means it can't have too much power? Uh-huh. So I was getting all worked up for nothing? That's right. Oh, I'm sorry. Carry on. So there were some things it could do, like collect taxes or print money or declare war, but there were other things that you'll learn about that it couldn't do. Those powers were left to the states. The powers were separated between the branches of government, legislative making the laws, executive carrying out the laws, and judicial interpreting the laws. And finally, the principle of federalism, which we've already mentioned in our thing that makes you go, Some things the national government's better at, and some things the state governments are better at. And they share power between them, and that principle of sharing the power is called federalism. Time to review. Pause the video here, read the chapter, and then come back and let's see what you've learned. Why has the Constitution lasted as long as it has? Remember, it provided the framework for the government. It didn't give all of the rules all at once. It just laid the basic framework, like the framework of a house before it's finished. Here's a drawing of my house! Next, what power does the national government have? Some of those powers are collecting taxes, borrowing money, declaring war, but does it have the power to do whatever it wants? Get ready? No, of course not. It's a limited government. A limited government means it can't have too much power? Uh-huh. Its power is limited. Finally, what is the definition of impeach? To bring formal charges against a government official. This is one way the power of government officials is checked and balanced. While government officials do have a lot of power, there is a way that they can be removed from office if they are abusing that power. Congratulations! You made it to the end of the unit. Mr. Turco, there's just one thing left to do.
Yeah, what's that?
We need you to sign off with some sweet dance moves.
I don't really think so. I mean, I think we could pretty much just move it along, move on to the next unit. We're just going to move.